Good evening. Welcome. I'm Jimmy C. Cameron. I'm an author. I'm out here on YouTube this evening to, I guess, kill two birds with one stone. I'm out here, first of all, to introduce you to my second book. Some of you may remember last year I brought out my first book, The Water Boy, The Life and Trials of Jimmy C. Cameron. This year I've my second book is ready for release. Uh, White Racism, Black Hate, and American Reality is the title of it, and we want to introduce you to that. It'll be on the shelves just in time for your Christmas shopping this year. So y'all look out for it. It's some 4 years of research is the book. I'll kind of show it to you on this thing right here. White Racism, Black Hate, and American Reality. So last year we brought you The Water Boy, The Life and Trials of Jimmy C. Cameron. So with my second book out, and it's so apropos that white racism, black hate, deal with just that subject matter. We went back and decided to take another in-depth look at racism and hate and all where it came from. We went back some 400, 550 years, y'all, back to 1452. Uh, Pope Nicholas V, y'all, over there in Rome. Pope Nicholas V, he issued what they call at the time a papal decree giving authority to the Portuguese. I don't know where he got the authority from, y'all. Giving authority to the Portuguese to enslave somebody around there on the west coast of Africa, ushering in what history has gave credit to being starting the West African slave trade. So we look at racism from 1452, really, and bring it all the way forward to 2011, up until today. How it started in the country, is how it evolved in the country, how it what effect it had on the country, both Americans of African descent and Americans of European descent. The entire country it affected had a profound effect on me, my family, who are Americans of African descent, been here in this country before the Constitution was written. So my family was slaves here in Georgia under the Articles of Confederation and the new Constitution. Oh yeah, we so and when people say that that Constitution is a racist document, in fact, to my family it was. Both the Articles of Confederation and the Constitution kept my ancestors and my people in slavery here in Georgia. So yeah, both of them are. And by the way, that's not what I see it. Racism, by definition, can be and was a system of government. Here in this country, I mean, not only is it getting mixed up in a race of people feeling superior to another race and feeling they need to dominate them or somehow control them. We're not just talking about that type of racism here in this country. We're talking about not just KKK racism, but USA government racism, how it affected us over a period of some 400 years here. So we deal with that subject matter in our book. And hopefully, we'll be able to add some relevant content to the conversation of the day because listening to Neil Boortz, getting back to Neil Boortz, because really we want to respond to him, his assumption or that somehow President Barack Obama has been worse on the country than the terrorist attack of 9/11 on 2001. How he drove those parallels, I'll never know. I don't know. That rant he got out there don't make no sense to me, y'all. But he did. But we no doubt have a different opinion of the president's job. I think he's doing a great job under the circumstances. But we're not going to allow Mr. Neil Boortz to get away that easy, y'all. First of all, we're not going to let Neil Boortz go back to 9/11 without going through the awful last 8 years of that last administration, y'all. We can't get back to 9/11 unless we go through there and the horrible job that they did. First of all, by allowing it to happen. Remember, it happened on George Bush's watch. The Republicans' watch, y'all. Somehow now they tying it to this president. Don't make no sense, y'all. We ain't gonna let them get away with it. But since 1952, I've been following politics of this country, y'all. Since Eisenhower swore took over. My books talk about it. White racism, black hate. Yeah, we deal with 1954 when Brown overturned Plessy. And the do nothing Republicans under Eisenhower did not implement the changes that were set forth even in Brown. Even in Brown versus Board education, we were still marching in the streets, being bit up by dogs and spit on. Rosa Parks down there, 1956 in Birmingham, being spit on by the police, y'all. Herman Cain running to the back of the bus, covering his head up, talking about his father told him to get to the back of the bus and be quiet so he'd stay out of trouble. That's the Republicans, y'all. But it was to the 60s that when the Democrats got in, Kennedy came in and finally got some action on that last vestiges of that separate but equal that took away our 14th Amendment rights here in the country, y'all. Oh, yeah. And when Harman Cain talking about we've been brainwashed, no, sir, that's not the case at all. We know the difference between the Republican Party of Lincoln and even Reagan is nowhere near that thing is today. But the Dixiecrats of the South haven't taken it over the last 20, 30 years, y'all. Hey, is a big difference. And as far as Mr. Boortz is concerned, yeah, no doubt, he viewed the president. And by the way, y'all, I've been listening to Neil Boortz for about 30 years around here in Atlanta. Oh yeah, and Neil Boortz, just by the vibes that I pick up from him, I don't think he's a racist. Not outwardly. Now, does he harbor some tendencies in that direction toward this president? Uh, that's a fair question. That's a fair question, and I don't know the answer to it. I can see it's possible. Remember, this president is American of African descent, y'all. A president of African descent, American of African descent. His 43 predecessors was Americans of European descent. Presiding, their job is to preside over a document, the Constitution, which was written by Anglo-Saxon males for the protection of Anglo-Saxon males. Only somebody the Constitution that protects, y'all. Anglo-Saxon male. That's what it was written for by. Over the years, oh yeah, has it improved? Amendments been added? Absolutely. 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment, no doubt. But it started out initially a document of a racist document from Jump Street because it allowed folks to be sold, classified as property. Pure humans. Hey, morally, hey, no, said something about once you bring them to the body of God, you got to treat them as yourself. That didn't happen. No way. So it's a long way. So a big story here about, yeah, my book, by the way, just to get back still on Mr. Boortz here, racism, yeah, a big phenomenon for the president, a big headache for the president, because in our research, we figured out that, yeah, it's 20 percent racists in the country today. Americans of European descent, y'all. 20%. So the president has to start out with that handicap on him, unlike any other president that's ever held that office, y'all. And it's dangerous to the country. That's a big part of what's going on today. Absolutely. It's in my book, y'all. Check it out. White Racism, Black Hate, and American Reality. And we point that out. Yeah. So he's here come the first American of African descent to hold that office. Naturally, naturally, his view of the world, looking out is going to be different, y'all, from his 43 predecessors, no doubt. It has to be. Does that somehow apologizes for the so-called American exceptionalism that the right people on the right are talking about? I think not. I think not. At least not what I can hear from their front row. They soon to be Senate bearer Mitt Romney, not in his a foreign agenda speech the other day. He was talking about having an effecting change in the world by adding some 100,000 troops to the military, by doubling the output of warships, by doubling the outputs of warplanes, y'all. His first year in office. And untold billions of dollars. How you gonna pay for it? I don't know. He never did say. But listen to this. Here's Mitt Romney. Ain't got no job. He out there been running for president for 8 years, y'all. He's out there. His first thing he gonna do, he gonna double the military. He goes, he's gonna affect change around the world by Americans' military might. He want to effect change. He don't want to react to it. He want to effect it by going in there, demanding who take over Egypt, demanding who take over Libya. I suppose. Hey y'all, that is not American exceptionalism, y'all. That is, in fact, American imperialism. Is what it is. Don't. We can't get those two mixed up. The president ain't apologizing for American exceptionalism. He's careful not to project an image of American imperialism to the world. I think the world appreciate it. Here, Neil Boortz and the right and a lot. Hey, y'all, I'm just saying, look at the world differently. They still think that they is here to rule the world, if you will. According to Mitt Romney, he said I didn't. I mean, he's talking. Hey, y'all, we got to keep an eye on him though. But yeah, Mr. Boortz, the president has did a great job with the dits that he found us in when he took office. Oh yeah, he's did a great job, and now without any help from the other side, another side, which is remember. There's 20% racist who is going to be against that president for whatever, no matter what he does. That's a big block of people, 40 to 50 million people in this country is not going to do anything with the president just because of his race. No doubt. Uh, so, yeah, the president's doing a great job, y'all. Hey, we're going to give him all the props in the world. We not going to take up too much time rambling on about responding to Mr. Boyce, but we are going to get him one of our books and send it to him. He might have one of the first copies. We'll autograph and send it to Mr. Neil Boortz, dealing with racism and white racism and black hate. The definition has gotten sorely distorted over the years, and we want to add some relevant content to the conversation today, giving people a better understanding of just what racism is, how it affects us, and I think they'll appreciate it. It's not to offend anybody, by the way, y'all. It's a straight serious adult work here. Uh, But Mr. Boyce, getting back to him, he was ranting on about how Roland Martin had said something. I don't know how y'all, these people, all of a sudden, black folks are racist and race baiters and all this crazy stuff. But he wanted to debate somebody about Barack Obama. I'd be more than happy to come on his show to debate him about the subject matter here. And if you're looking for somebody to that knows the subject matter, I researched it for some 4 years. I consider myself somewhat of an expert on it, by the way. My family go back 200 years, so I kind of dealing with the subject matter, white racism, black hate. I kind of interpose my family's history from 1784 coming forward, how it dealt with the subject matter, and I think it's interesting. I am a serious author, and so we We're gonna get that to Mr. Boortz, though. Yeah, we think he's dead wrong with his assertion that somehow the president. I don't think he's a racist, y'all. Subconsciously, he might harbor some of those tendencies because he is an American of European descent, I believe. So we don't know. We just saying, y'all. Hey, that's it for us. Now we're gonna get out of here. We appreciate y'all listening to my take and check my book out. Though the book is so much more detail and what we're talking about here. My few minutes on YouTube, no way is going to uh, do justice to the subject matter, y'all. It's deep and serious. But look for us on the books shelves everywhere this holiday season. White Racism, Black Hate, and American Reality by Jimmy C. Cameron. Thank y'all.